Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so glad to see there's so many here. It's just quite a surprise that we got actually this many. I wasn't expecting to get that many. But as you can see, I'm quite nervous, so bear with me.
No wonder you're shaking.
That's why I'm shaking.
You're doing good.
Yeah, like I say, it's so good to see all of you here. And for you that don't know me, I'm President Phil Dumont of the Nicola Valley Metis Society, and we're going to run through a program here. Vince Van Worthington is going to be our MC, and he's going to do most of the talking, so I'll be able to get away on this. I was going to say, for you people that don't know me, especially if you're bill collectors or if you're lawyers. My name is Bruce Dumont. Oh, just kidding. First, I'd like to give such a big thank you to our Nicola Valley Metis Society and our board for doing such a good job and putting this together. It took a lot of work and a lot of hopes and a lot of dreams and a lot of expectations that we really didn't know we were going to get. But they did such a good job. And also, I'd like to, most of all, thank this people of this honored halls of the NVIT for letting us have this place. It was so good of them, and they give us a lot of opportunity that we really thank them for. Welcome. This is our home. This is where we live. This is where we originate from. I say we are Métis, but we originate from British Columbia most of our lives. And it makes no difference. We can come from British Columbia. My father come from Alberta. His heritage comes from Saskatchewan, but we're all the same. We're all part of the same culture and the same beliefs. So, what better place to start than in the NVIT, the house of learning, the Nicola Valley Institute of Technology. I have to say it completely, otherwise John's out there. I have two very, very honored guests. I'm so honored to have with us. I want to introduce them, and I want to get them up to say a few words. And I encourage you to listen very well because they are very, very dominant people. The first one I'm going to, I won't say no names, I'll let them come up when it's time to come up. But other than that, I'm going to turn it over to Vince. I'm going to let him take the control here. And I'm very, very happy to see you all here again. And a couple of notes that I have to really bring across that's very important, that there is videotaping here. If anybody is concerned with it being videotaped, they have to let us know because it will be all going out broadcast. Oh no, bud, you don't count. Anyone else? This is one call. Okay, so that's fine. Then we're going to do the videoing of it then. Other than that, I'm going to call up Don Bashane. He's going to say the blessings.
Okay. Tanti Keo, that means hello to everybody. So I thank you, Heavenly Father, for this day, Lord, and I thank you for all the blessings that you give us, and to bless us tonight, Lord, to keep us all in tune to your will. I just thank you, Lord, that so many Métis are joining together again. I thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you so very much, Don. And that young lady you see running across in front of me here, her name, she's our secretary, our Nicola Valley Métis secretary. Her name is Anita Henderson Dumont. And I gotta be Everyone else, she's a secretary. To me, she's my boss. When everybody asks her when she said to jump, everybody asks how high. Me, I don't ask her that because I look at her and she looks at me and I start jumping like crazy. Because I know I'm going to be wrong anyway. She'll always find there's something I did wrong in it. And I can't go too much more on her because her husband's an RCMP officer, so I got to be a little careful here. Right, Dean?
I'm retired.
Oh, that's okay. I'm all right then, I guess. So, without further ado, I really would like to. I'm so honored to ask our mayor, Neil Menard, to come up and say a few words. Honorable Mayor Neil Menard. Long walk, eh?
Good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here. Thank you for the blessing, Dawn. Something that you're in the territory, you're at this school. Will you hold that? Of course. I'll trip over this. I got it. We're at NVIT in the Thompson-Nicola district and territory. And as Phil said, this is an awfully wonderful place and a good place to be here to do what you're going to do today. A little bit about myself so you understand that I may be the mayor, but I'm no different than anybody else in the world. I was born and raised in northern Saskatchewan. I am Metis. I have a cousin that's running in your election. I'm glad I can't be part of it, but Deborah and I we grew up together. Her brother was and is one of my best friends. Unfortunately, he passed away a couple of years ago. But my family and his family were very, very close for years and years and years. So being a part of this society, growing up with the Métis people in our area and with Deborah and her family and some others that were in northern Saskatchewan, it's an honor for me to be here in BC today to be part of what you're going to do. And you're running for some very, very important positions. And you're running because for me it would be not only what you have up here, but also what you have here. In your heart, your beliefs, your truism, your honesty, and your integrity, and want to represent your members. And that's why I ran to be the mayor. I thought I could do that, and I'm going to do my best to do it. And I know that all of these candidates, some of them have been around for a while, some of them it's their first election. But we're honored to be here today. We in the city of Merritt, we think we have a beautiful city. We have a very good contingent of Métis people. We have a good contingent of First Nations people. And we have a good contingent of us, some of us white guys, and I still consider myself Métis, the East Indian community. So we've got a real culture mix in this area. And it's one that I think and I think Phil has said it, we're no different. We're all one. We're all one, and we should work towards the betterment of the people here in the province of British Columbia and across Canada, because we live in a wonderful country. Next year we'll be 150 years old. We're young compared to the rest of the world, but we're farther ahead than most countries. So if I could, I just want to ask the Creator to take good care of these candidates, to guide them, to do which I know they will do, and they'll be looked after and watched by the Creator in the work that they're going to be doing over the next couple of years on your behalf. So if you know them and you want to vote for them, that's absolutely great, but you should vote, and I feel very confident that they will do a really, really good job. So in closing, let me say we're honored to have you as a part of our community. We really want to work closely with Phil and his group here in the city of Merritt. And if there's anything that we can do to assist your group, Phil, don't hesitate for 1 minute to ask us, because we'd be there in a second. So for all of you, God bless each and every one of you. The best of luck to all of the candidates. And you've got a big job ahead of you. It's an important job and one that I know you'll fulfill to the best of your ability. So thank you, Phil. Take care of each and every one of you, and God bless. I'm going to stick around.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, I wish I could speak like that. But the next speaker we got, I'm sure he can speak like that. He's very, 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 very dominant, and he's very, very important in our communities. I first met him last year, and I was trying to explain certain things to him that I couldn't even come close to explaining. I stumbled through everything. And he listened to me. He listened to me very strongly, and he, I don't know if he took the word seriously, but he did listen to me. And that's one of the most important things in communication, is knowing that the person is hearing you when you are asking a question. So without further ado, I really I'm proud to announce John Kennewick, Dean of NVIT.
I'll start by saying I'll listen to Phil anytime he wants to say something. Welcome to the Nicola Valley Institute of Technology. On behalf of our Board of Governors and our Elders Council, Don is on our Elders Council, we're honored to host an event like this for the Metis Association of BC. And on behalf of NVIT, we'd like to thank Phil and the Merit chapter of the Metis Association for doing all this work to bring such an important talk to the Nicola Valley. And to all the candidates here, I want to thank you. And I'm really glad to see the number of people here to listen to their words. And it's so important. NVIT was founded in 1983 in the basement of the Lower Nicola Indian Band Hall. And from that time, it grew into what it is today, and we're still growing. We're adding new buildings, it seems like every year, but every couple of years for sure. We have an Aboriginal mandate, and we have a provincial mandate. And we also, so we can go anywhere in the province, and we go anywhere in the province we want, and we also go right across the country. I get to throw a little plug in here for Deb Canada, because she's my co-worker. She likes to say I used to be her boss. Well, I don't think anyone's ever been her boss. But she's really brought a strong voice for the Métis people to what we do as a school. And like I said, we have an Aboriginal mandate, and in a lot of ways we really focus on on reserve education throughout the province. And we do a lot of programming in communities with Aboriginal groups like friendship centers, but we are really starting to look at what can we do for Métis Nation BC, because I don't think we've gone there yet to the extent we need to. And from Phil bringing things forward, it's opening our eyes as a school to say, yes, we say we're BC's Aboriginal school, but what are we doing for Métis Nation BC? And that's an important question that we need to address internally. And it's through hosting things, important talks like this, having conversations with Phil all the time, and being aware of what are the needs of the Métis community. So I'm very honored that you chose NVIT to host your important talk. Believe me when I say NVIT would love to be a champion for the Métis Nation BC and address some of the needs that you have. So on behalf of NVIT, once again, I congratulate everyone up here for taking the responsibility to lead your people, and I wish you all the best of luck this evening. Unlike Mayor Menard, I won't be staying, I have to go. But I will welcome you to NVIT, and welcome to NVIT. Enjoy your evening. I hope everyone in here asks lots of really good questions and expect authentic responses. You deserve it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, John. I really appreciated that. Really real nice. We have one more speaker, and then we will get on with our show. Thanks. I would like to introduce our regional director, a strong voice in our communities, a person that we lean on quite strongly to give us advice and help us through our thoughts in our communities at times when we really have important decisions to make in this so exciting, fast-moving Métis family. So without ado, I'd like to introduce Daniel Pittman.
Coach Kewa, District Daniel Pittman. Yeah, you know, merit, well, first of all, I would like to express us being here on the traditional territories of the Lower Nicola Band and the Okanagan Nation, and also say welcome to the elders, veterans, women, and youth that are here today, because our children are the most important factor we have in the longevity of our nation. I've been with the Métis National Governing Assembly since 2006. Before that, I was on the Kelowna Métis Association Board in 1998 to 1999. President of South Okanagan Snoqualmie Métis Association from 2006 to 2012, and had the pleasure and honor of working with Pete Ory, who was your former president here in Merritt. And at that time, Dave Hodgson was my mentor as a regional director. And then coming into the fold as regional director in 2012, and absolutely feeling very honored. Either that or nobody else wants the job, that I'm going to be here until 2020. In 2013, I got a phone call from Phil, and Pete was in the background, and expressing an interest to ask me some questions about the Métis Nation BC. And so that journey began, where I came back and forth here several times, and there he is now. And what I love about this community, you challenge me, and I love being challenged. I think there's nothing better than having a healthy conversation of debate, as long as it's respectful and honorable. And you asked me a lot of tough questions, and during those meetings, you know, what's the difference, for example, between MNBC and BCMF? You know, why would we? What benefit would it be come into the fold of MNBC? And you know, I'm very passionate about MNBC. You all know that. But I'm also passionate about hearing your voices and your dedication to your needs and your wants as a community. Métis people are a very strong voice in this province, and it should be recognized that we'll even be a stronger voice in the future. This is a critical time after a 3-term reign of President Dumont leaving us on September 24th, I guess it'll be this year. And we've got a number of individuals that have taken a keen interest in vying for the various positions within the MNBC Board of Directors. It's important that you make them work for that position, that when they get that position, you need to hear from them. You need to be vocal with your needs and your demands as a community, because unless we come together as a nation, we won't succeed. We have to not act in separation, but in togetherness. It's so critically important that the grassroots people are heard. So with that, I want to thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to give you guys an opportunity to get a water. And then actually what we'll do first, before we do that, is I'm going to introduce you to a person that we all sat down together and came up with was going to be our spokesman tonight because he's got a very strong personality and he holds a conversation very well. So without ado, before we leave, I'm going to introduce you to Vince Van Worthington.
I'd like to thank, obviously, Phil and the Nicola Valley for inviting me down here to do this. You know, a little nervous for a couple days, but I know I like to talk, and I've done the AGM, so it's no big deal. It's okay. And the best part is I've got a lot of new candidates up here that we get to play with this evening. So, you know, I'm the president for the Vernon District Metis Association. Have been for 3 years. I'll be going on 4. It was definitely an out-of-the-blue decision, but it's been rewarding and definitely fun and passionate to do so. So being part of this here in Nicola Valley and being able to be the voice for some of the communities moving through this is an honor. Just real quick before we go for a break, has anybody got their outline of an agenda? So we're pretty close to on time. There is agendas out there when we have a quick break here. There is a lot more candidates than we had anticipated, so it does state that we are looking at 20 minutes each for Q&A. I would like to get most of you home before midnight, so we'll probably cut that down a bit. I do have 8 questions that have been submitted. We did an email, Facebook, and website post to try and get questions from community members through Region 3, and we received 8 good questions, and then we'll try to get through those and open the floor up if time permits. And if somebody really has a really good question they really want to do, I'm sure we can make that fit in there. So I won't talk much more. Let's have a 5-minute water break, and I'll call everybody back in, and we will start introducing our candidates.